Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you. Let me be crystal clear. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You try to lift the lid, but it won't allow you to open the coffin up. You try banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt, and maybe, just maybe, unsettle it. And somebody might dig their way down towards you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you can't. You don't know where to turn. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that you might overdose and take something away from you called life? God gave you that life. If that's not selfish enough, you'll take that life away from people that love and care for you. Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, children, even grandchildren. Please pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP so I can help you take your life back before your life is gone, like the person that we just spoke about that waited. I want to talk about, or I want to bring up some questions, frequently asked questions about addiction. These are questions that people write into us here at the Take Your Life Back Today show. How can I tell if I'm addicted was a question. If you're asking this question about addiction, it may be because you can see that your use of substance or compulsive behavior is destructing your life right now as we do this video. An addiction, though, isn't the same as using a lot of drugs or alcohol or frequently indulging in activity like sex, shopping, or even gambling. If you're truly heading towards an addiction, you won't be able to stay away from drugs or any other substances. You will always go right back to it. You'll experience cravings and will continue to use the substance and repeat the behavior no matter who or what it hurts. Your relationships might be hurt, your career, your finances, your health. Addicts often miss important family, social, and work academic obligations and forego hobbies and activities in order to use drugs. That is an addiction. The addiction becomes the single focus in that person's mind, crowding out the rest of the life. If something interferes with your ability to use drugs, you'll experience psychological withdrawal symptoms, which varies depending on the addiction. These can include feelings like angry, upset, or even anxious. For substance users, physical withdrawal symptoms can include vomiting, headaches, muscle aches, fevers, chills, even seizures. Next question. Is it true that you can be addicted to more than one substance behavior at a time? Well, listen, the answer is yes to that. And in fact, it is very common. Those who have an addiction are also likely to have what we call co-occurring disorders, such as a mental health issue like depression or anxiety. And it is common for people to have more than one substance or process behavior addictions. Research clearly links substance use to problems with gambling, video gaming, disordered eating, internet use, and compulsive sexual behavior. Not every addict has multiple addictions or another psychological problem. But in general, there is a lot of overlap between the two issues. Another question that was sent in to us: what if I have mental issue like depression also in combination with my addiction? Well, first, if you're struggling with addiction and a mental disorder, you're definitely not alone. Many people are in the same situation. If you decide to seek treatment, it is essential that whatever program you choose to address both issues at the same time. Treatment that factors in both addictions and mental health will give you the test or the best possible chance for successful, lasting recovery. Another question that was sent in was, what kind of treatment is right for me? Well, there's no easy or short answer for this question about addiction. That's because everyone dealing with addiction has their own story, values, and beliefs. Plus, factors like where you live, your job, and your health insurance you have are bound to play big roles to answer that question. Simply put, professional treatment can take place on an inpatient basis at a rehab facility, let's say, where you stay for a period of a week to a month, or even longer, or an outpatient basis. Outpatient means you sleep at home, but attend either a day program or a night program for 7 hours a day, or even just on weekends. If your home environment is contributing to your addiction, it is not a good idea to do it from there. You need to find a supportive place with supportive people to help you. For more details on various options available, just call me at 844-405-HELP here to Take Your Life Back Today show, and I'll give you the information that you need. Another question that was sent is, how can I find treatment center for my type of addiction? Well, once you are diagnosed with an addiction, your doctor or your counselor may strongly recommend a type of treatment center based on your needs, whether inpatient, outpatient, or day treatment. The recommendation should help you start researching options where you can go and try to get help. You can possibly, besides calling me at 844-405-HELP, you can go and call this number is also 800-662-HELP, 800-662-HELP. Other good resources for recommendations include your health insurance company, friends, and family. Keep this in mind. If you're choosing inpatient treatment, you may not need to stay close to home, and you can broaden your search and include inpatient treatments across the whole country. Another question, how can I find a therapist or a counselor who understands my type of addiction? Well, almost any accredited treatment center you choose, whether inpatient or outpatient or day treatment, will have experienced staff that will help you immediately. That should include master-level counselors or a psychotherapist, and a consulting psychiatrist and a doctor on their staff, along with a team that includes care coordinates, recovery coaches like I am, case managers, nursing staff. Ideally, your team should have the expertise in the type of addiction you're struggling with, but for some newer problematic behaviors such as technology and video game addictions, it may be harder to find someone with the deep experience and training or credentials in that particular situation. Fortunately, many of these addictions are treated in ways that are very similar to substance use disorder and other addictions. Make sure you always check that that the center you are contacting has certified people on their staff and have all sorts of other functioning programs available for you. Question, what if I'm not ready for treatment? Some addicts know when they had enough, and some know that they don't have enough, and some say it's time for help. Others may debate their readiness and quit for months, years, or decades, and then go right back to it. Even if you're not convinced you're ready, and even if you flat out don't want to stop using, it's important to understand that treatment can still be successful. Put another way, you don't need to be willing to stop or have hit rock bottom in order to move forward in a life of recovery. And that includes being forced into treatment by a loved one, your employer, or even court system. As the National Institute on Drug Abuse, otherwise known as NIDA, puts it, treatment does not need to be voluntary to be effective. Another question, do I have to stop using forever? The idea about giving up something you crave for the rest of your life can seem daunting at best and impossible at worst. In most cases, but certainly not all cases, addicts find that they must permanently abstain from using substance they've become addicted to, and they must limit to stop a problematic activity depending what it is. That's because these substances and behaviors powerfully affect the brain of someone who has the addiction. Through effective treatment, though addicts can be and do recover and learn to seek pleasure through healthier outlets, and sometimes, of course, complete abstinence simply isn't possible or reasonable. For example, food addicts cannot avoid eating, and someone with an addiction to love can't stop loving. Your treatment might include signing a sobriety contract, too, in which you agree not to indulge in some problematic behaviors, but others may be used responsibly, might be okay. In this case, the goal is to help you learn to use things like the internet to do a lot of research. Another question, do I really need to attend treatment program? Can't I just go to a 12-step program? Millions of lives have been changed with the help of AA or similar support groups or other types of addiction groups. And there are certainly people who start attending 12-step meetings and find their support information through other channels on, let's say, Google. But perhaps you're dealing with a multiple addictions or mental health issue, folks, or your doctor has recommended professional treatment for your addiction. If you relapse and want to try something else, then it's time to seek something other than AA. There are lots of options to suit your needs and situations. Most treatment programs will include some version of AA program in addition to individual or family counseling and other medicational therapies. This multifaceted approach helps address every aspect of your addiction, giving you the best shot at living a happier, healthier life. How can I afford to pay for treatment is a question. While addiction treatment can carry a hefty price tag, there are also many low-cost options. Self-help support groups, for example, are free and available for sorts of addiction. I am pro bono to help you at 844-405-HELP anytime. So if you don't have the money, find a support group that is going to work with your budget. They must be covered at through your insurance somewhat if you look into your insurance and just call your carrier. These are, so far, and probably the best options that I can give you as far as cost factors are concerned. It is now time for you to make the choice. These questions will help answer some of your curiosity situations in life. And I hope if you didn't kind of tag along with this because I read it so quick, that you get a hold of me at 844-405-HELP. I do keep hard copies of everything. Call me, 844-405-HELP, here to Take Your Life Back Today show, and I promise I'll help you take your life back.
but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there. Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember,